Hey, fellas, welcome to another episode of Fancy Gravy, the official podcast of the Kappa Sigma Alumni Fantasy Football League, hosted by me, your 2014 Bunny champion, never forget, and your tentative number 6 seed, Stu. How you doing this week, Stu?
Pretty good, man. Uh, okay, I'll be truthful here. We're all sick. I sound like, actually, I have a deep voice for once. Yeah, it's pretty rough. So my voice is kind of hoarse, and it's been interesting. But overall, pretty good. Glad I got a win last week. Feeling a little better, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But didn't make our next section, which upsets me, but it all happens. So
I think I survived.
yeah, I'll be all right. So, Brad, we're going to go ahead and move to our fantasy juggernaut.
Don't you know I am the juggernaut, bitch?
All right, we've got our fantasy juggernaut, and sounded a little funky there, but I'll take it. We've got, at number one, we've got Dixon, 145.04 points from Josh Allen as his MVP. That's a crazy kind of pick there for him, but it seems to have worked out.
Yeah, Josh Allen was picked by a lot of fancy experts too, as for this stretch of games. And when Dixon traded Aaron Rodgers to Lubbock earlier this season, we're like, oh no, what'd you do after that Aaron Rodgers explosion? But you know what? Shout out to Dixon for doing the work and going and getting the quarterback he needed for this big run. And yeah, a big point total for Josh Allen. And the number two, we have Matt, and Matt with 144 points too. His MVP, Drew Brees, of course. Drew Brees has come back with a vengeance.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a little nuts with the whole up, down, all around for him. The week before, he cost Matt a game, and this week he made up for it. To beat you, of all people. You're on a 2-game losing streak. What in the world?
I know. I'm on a losing streak, guys. So, yeah, I'm a loser. I got the big old L on my forehead. But that's okay, because I'm hoping to end that losing streak this week. But somebody who's never on a losing streak, that's our number 3 fantasy juggernaut, and that is Mo. With 136 points, his MVP was, of course, Lamar Action Jackson. I personally watched Lamar because I watched the Texans-Baltimore game, and Lamar Jackson is the MVP this year. Let's just go ahead and give the award. The guy is ridiculous. Defenses have no answer for him. When Bill Belichick doesn't have an answer for you, you're special.
Yeah, it was pretty absurd. Yeah, I mean, that has to be one of the craziest trades. You traded him away, which is hilarious. Which, I mean, still clearly hasn't hurt you. But the fact that Adam traded him to Mo after trading away so much for him. So, like, it's so crazy, and that has caused its own series of issues.
Hindsight, if I would have kept Lamar Jackson and traded Deshaun Watson, I'd be looking really pretty right now. But I'm vulnerable, like Deshaun Watson's ankle. And so, yeah, Lamar Jackson was excellent. I don't know about you, but my favorite Lamar Jackson moment is definitely after that beat down in Cincinnati. He did that spin move, and they show him on the bench, and he's just wearing those sunglasses, just chilling. The dude, he's having so much fun. And the greatest part about Lamar Jackson is just his coach. He had a moment with his coach, and it's caught on audio on the bench. And Harbaugh comes over, the good Harbaugh, not the Michigan Harbaugh. He comes over and he goes, "You realize you changed the game. Like, you know how many kids are running around with your jersey number right now? Like, you changed the quarterback position." He goes, "A decade from now, we're gonna have all these quarterbacks in the NFL because of you." And that's awesome. I mean, just like a coach embracing his player this much. There are a lot of scouts just saying he needed to switch to wide receiver. And here he is with like an amazing QBR rating. and just killing it, and nobody has an answer for him. It's awesome to see. This guy has taken the Michael Vick quarterback to a whole new level.
I mean, I completely agree. Um, I mean, that it's just been absurd to see what he can do. Kyler Murray is kind of a similar kind of quarterback and has had an amazing rookie year this year. So I feel like he's kind of the comp to that and the kind of quarterback that most teams are going to be looking for now.
Well, it's true. I mean, because you got Kyler Murray, you got Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes, guys who are very mobile, get out of the pocket, and they can make plays with their legs, and have very very high completion percentages outside the pocket. But what I like about Lamar Jackson is he has this killer instinct a little bit more than the other guys do, which is I'm just going to go for it. Now, at the
Yep.
end of the day, he could end up being like an RG3 and get like completely hurt, and it's over with. It only takes one big hit, and he's not that big of a guy. But man, I'm going to enjoy this while it lasts.
Yeah, no, I agree.
All right, Stu. So now that we've heard your whooping cough over there,
Yeah.
the plague that's in your lungs, do you want to go ahead and move on to the ambulance report?
Sounds good. Sounds like a whole fleet of ambulance tonight. So, yeah. First up, we've got Mitch Trubisky. So
Mitch.
is now the question is are they going to finally cancel this bet after all this time seeing let it ride, let's see who wins? Are they finally going to cancel this bet out?
Oh my gosh! You know what? You're right, because there is that bet between Lovick and Matt, and they let it ride after the Sam Darnold
What?
mono thing.
Well, the mono
And
thing, and Mitch has already been hurt once this year, and Matt was like, "Let's
yeah,
let it ride."
you know, if uh, Matt chose Mitch, didn't he?
I believe so.
So if I was Matt, I would cancel this bet. Injury number two, I would say let's just make this thing a wash. I don't know. That's going to have to be a discussion in the cubicle. That's going to have to be a cubicle confession between Lubbock and Matt on what happened on this Trubisky versus Sam Darnold bet. I'm just waiting to see the Bears cancel Mitchell Trubisky. The guy has completely regressed as a quarterback this season. And he got hurt, yes, but I mean, even before he got injured, the man's been horrible. He doesn't use his legs like he did before. And I know some people were comparing Deshaun Watson and Mitchell Trubisky, saying they were close. I don't think you can compare that anymore. I think Mitchell Trubisky is completely regressed as a player. And Mo, I'm sorry Mitch didn't work out for y'all, but y'all need to go into a new area or new direction at quarterback. And the rumors I've heard is Carolina's willing to trade Cam Newton or let Cam Newton walk and go to Chicago.
I'd take that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
He should be healed
So,
after this year, after all the surgeries and everything. I think he should be good to go. Anyways, Mitch
if
is
I'm
week to week.
Chicago,
What is it?
I'll say, yeah, if I'm Chicago, I want a quarterback like Cam Newton when you got a running back like David Montgomery and Tariq Cohen. That would
I-
wreak havoc
Yeah.
for defenses if Cam's healthy.
I agree. But yeah, so I mean, I think you got to go with it. You got to try it out. But we'll see what they do. Mitch is week to week. Gonna probably be a little while before he comes back. We'll probably see some more of the backup. And then we've got James Conner aggravated his ACL joint sprain week to week at this point. And so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's been a rough thing for them all year this year. He doesn't seem to be able to hold up. And we kind of thought that last year.
Well, the problem is like he comes in and plays, and he gets one good hit and he's out.
Yeah.
And you look at it and go, at this point, the Steelers just look at him and go, Why are the Steelers even putting James Conner in if it only takes one good hit on his shoulder to put him out for the rest of the week,
Yep, I
or
totally
take
agree.
him out for the game? I mean, I don't understand it. I understand why they try to make a trade for Le'Veon Bell now, before the trade deadline. I thought that was crazy, but now it makes total sense. James Conner's shoulders just made out of glass. He's a tough dude on the outside, but his shoulders are not holding up. And if you're running back with shoulders that can't hold up, well, you're just not going to cut it in the NFL. Um, it's going to be interesting to see with Benny Snell coming back. He had that meniscus trim, and he's supposed to be getting close to being back. He may be back this week. We'll see. But I kind of fully expect Benny Snell to take the lead the rest of the way. I know there's Jalen Samuels. I know they got Trey Edmonds, who's also been injury prone, but I don't know. I think they might go ahead and see what they have in the young guy, so they have a full assessment on what to do in the following year.
I agree. I think they're gonna try to see what they've got, but we'll see in the off season, see if something different happens.
I mean, Benny Snell only led the SEC in rushing last year, so the guy's pretty good. So
He's all right.
he's tough. He's tough. Another guy we got, Marlon Mack. Guess what? No happy times for that guy because he fractured his hand. He's out 3 to 4 weeks. So while he's saving money on lotion, he'll be spending money watching movies and renting stuff on Netflix because he's done for football for a little bit. So he was having his best game of the year prior to breaking that bone in his hand, and it was weird because if you saw the highlights too, like I watched it the other day, like he like had the big play and he went out of bounds and he's like, he was conversing with fans and all of a sudden he just like looked at his hand, like you could tell like the adrenaline like wore off, and then he was like, oh no. So he's out 3 to 4 weeks, which if you're Adam, you just hold on to him and hopefully he can be a good play to save you from the trophy that shall not be named, just in case you need him. But yeah, it sucks. What sucks even more though is that Colts backfield now because it is so congested.
I agree. I mean, this really sucks for Adam and then anybody that's trying to figure out what to do with this backfield. Personally, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not in any of it, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Jonathan Williams had an amazing game. Woo pig. But it was against a plus matchup, and Jordan Wilkins practiced yesterday, practiced today, said his ankle feels great. And if Jordan Wilkins is active tomorrow, now you have Jordan Wilkins, Jonathan Williams, and Naeem Hines. And on top of the Texans, guess what? The Texans aren't their running backs don't do very well against the Texans. In fact, the Texans are basically I take that back. Looking at it, over the last 5 weeks, running backs are basically neutral against the Texans, which means they score their average points. So if you're scoring your average points and you're splitting amongst 2 other running backs, that's not something I want to be a part of.
Yep, I totally agree. Well, and then we've got a kind of a dual pair here of Dante Johnson and Juju Smith-Schuster. They're in the concussion protocol day to day for both of them. Actually, I think Johnson's going to make it out before Schuster does.
Yeah. I agree. Because Juju's also dealing with his knee too. They said he was wearing a big old knee brace. It stinks. Especially because they're facing the Bengals this week. This would have been a plus matchup for both of these guys, but unfortunately, they're both going to be sidelined.
Yep.
And the next guy we got to do is Auden Tate. And can you go over Auden Tate?
Yeah, he's got a neck injury and concussion week to week. Tate appears to have escaped a serious injury this week on his neck. He took an awkward hit in the upper body and causing his head to kind of literally bend quickly to the side. Kind of looks like one of those snap your neck kind of moments. can lead to a neck fracture. So fortunately, that didn't happen, but he is week to week right now. I think Shep picked him up. Maybe he dropped him. Not really sure, but yeah, that's what seems to be going on right now. Yeah, sorry about all the noises. I'm kind of having to drink so I can continue to talk. My throat's killing me. So then we've got Philip Dorsett, concussion as well, day to day. It just seems like these big hits are coming more and more this year, and they're causing all kinds of issues. So he should be fine. I don't think he's going to make it this week. So he's probably going to miss at least this 1 week, and then probably make it back next week for the final week of the fantasy playoff or fantasy week. So next up is our big name here. Lovick is not happy. Tyreek Hill, hamstring strain, week to week. Late season hamstring issues are nightmares because they linger. And so if they try to rush him back, that means that he's going to re-aggravate it, and then he's definitely out for longer than just our season, but could possibly not make it to the postseason for the actual football. So I see them, being very cautious. They want to make the playoffs, and so this might wreck Lovick's playoff shot, and hopefully just get him into purgatory, and then he won't have to worry about it. But this is not looking good for Hill.
No, and you know what? The one thing that's nice is that at least they enter their bye week. That's nice for Lovick. In the meantime, though, like if they come out of the bye week and Hill's not ready, which I mean, just look at Will Fuller and his hamstring injury. Like you said, these things linger. You don't want to rush a guy back because if you rush him back soon, the likelihood, like you said, of just re-injuring it is just so high. And I'm wondering what we're going to see because Sammy Watkins has not been able to take a hold of the number one wide receiver duties when Hill goes down. He'd had one good week in week one, and since then that man's done nothing. So you kind of look at it. You go McCole Hardman as a good waiver ad because at least the guy returns punts. And then you also got Demarcus Robinson. Really, the big benefactor out of this whole thing is going to be Travis Kelce. And we saw it against the Chargers, and it's going to be that way moving forward. If Hills is sidelined at any point moving forward after the bye week, Travis Kelce is going to do big things. And it'll be the Kelce show.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Kelce is going to be good. This might be your saving grace and get you that first week win in the Dildo playoffs. The shame playoffs, if you will. So, yeah, no.
Speaking of Kansas City Chiefs, we also got something about going on Damian Williams. That man hurt his ribs on Monday night, and it benefited me and you and Kelsey. Helped us out in the 2-2 bet. But Damian Williams, I saw that hit. He took a good hard shot, bowled over, hurt his ribs. They're still waiting to see what it is. No report of being broken, so that's good. And it's good they're on their bye week. There's been plenty of running backs that have, worn flat jackets afterwards. But them having a week off, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I agree. So let's see what we've got here. We've got a big bye week this week, which it's not a lot of teams, but it's affecting a lot of players, a lot of big players.
Yes.
So we've got Arizona Cardinals, Kansas City Chiefs, Los Angeles Chargers, and Minnesota Vikings. It's huge. So we've got Kyler Murray, Christian McCaffrey, Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Keenan Allen, Melvin Gordon, Derrick Henry, Stephon Diggs, and Dalvin Cook. Those are just the bigger names. So that really affects – I mean, I looked at it today, Brad. Everybody has at least one player on all of those teams. And you don't have one from each, but there's at least one player from those teams.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure you meant to say Christian Kirk, not Christian McCaffrey, and Hunter Henry, not Derrick Henry. But
Yep.
That's my fault for not completely filling out the notes correctly on the thing. So
A
you
lot
are
of people have the
correct.
same names.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people have the same names. I go by Palpatine or Sidious. It just depends how I'm feeling that day. But yeah, multiple names for multiple people with lots of talent.
From
So
what I hear, you're cheater face is what I'm hearing.
about that is fine. I will accept that nickname with pride. But yeah, we have big bye weeks because like I said, it's big names. It's only 4 teams. It's the last bye week of the year. And of course, it comes at a time when people are needing to win. And how be darned, it affects teams who would have thought it. They're trying to get in the playoffs and stay alive. For example, Dixon, with a last effort, trying to win his division, has Stephon Diggs on bye. That sucks. Copro, trying to make sure he stays in the playoffs. No Dalvin Cook. And then you lose Melvin Gordon, which was a great draft pick that he held on to because he's had a very good late season surge for the Chargers. And Sam loses Keenan Allen, and Lovett's really hurt by Hill, but Hill wasn't going to play anyways. But Copro also loses Mahomes, and then the big hit is Travis Kelsey for Day because Day did get a win, and Day has a possibility of getting to purgatory. But with no Travis Kelsey, that's going to make it very difficult for him this week.
I agree. All right, Brad. Wife isn't feeling very good. We're going to go ahead and move this along a little quicker here so that we can get this done.
Let's get this done real quick.
What is it?
I said, yeah, I agree. Let's go ahead and get this done real quick for you.
All right, so we've got Dynasty teams, week 11. You beat Puva, Adam beat Matt beat Rod, and with a stupid close margin, Dixon beat me. So I'm still luckily leading Division 2. Adam's leading Division 1. This week we've got Brad versus Rod, Matt versus Puva, me versus B-Dub, and Dixon versus Adam. I think that entire left column is going to win. So, yeah.
I agree. Adam took over Rod for Division 1 just because of points scored. And so, yeah, it's between Adam and Rod who's going to get that bye week. And me and you, it's points scored also. Yep. So we'll see. It's going to come down the wire.
All right. So, guys, we're going to go to our league consensus rankings. Basically, it's the current standings. Rodney at 12, Adam at 11, Day at 10, Matt at 9, Vince at 8, Lovick at 7, me at 6, woohoo! Sam at 5, Copro at 4, Dixon at 3, you at 2, Brad, and number 1 is Mo. Nobody's surprised.
You are number 1.
I am surprised at that one. That was a late Monday night happy dance, so I was pretty excited about it. So, what have we got for our playoff and dildo bracket outlook, Brad?
Oh, right now, if you look at the Bundy bracket, Mo is 10-1. One loss only to Steve Urkel, a.k.a. Dixon. Did he do that? And Mo is the number 1 seed. He has 1,522 points, 100% guaranteed for the playoffs. He's up 165 points on Dixon. So guess what? Dixon, you didn't win this division. It's going to be real difficult. It's basically impossible. Mo has it wrapped up. Mo's next 2 matchups is Vince and Lovick. And guess what? We predict he's going to win both of them probably. And that makes his record 12-1 with the number 1 seed. Mo has dominated this year. Coming at the 2 seed is myself at 8-3, leading Division 2 with 13 points. 100% guaranteed to win the playoffs. I'm up 211 points on Sam. So Sam, ain't going to happen. My next 2 matchups are Adam and Day. Looks like I have a good chance of winning both, making me a 10-3 number 2 seed. But in the playoff hunt, this is what people care about. People don't care about me and Mo. They care about the playoff hunt. And Dixon, you're 8-3, 100% guaranteed to make the playoffs. You're currently the number 3 seed. Your next 2 matchups, well, it can be Sam and Matt. Our prediction doesn't matter. You're in the playoffs. Co-Pro, you are 7-4, sir. But your 98.56% chance to make the playoffs went down drastically. Just joking. Only a little bit to 96.92%. And you're currently the number 4 seed. Your next 2 matchups, Day and Adam. Well, Day looks like an easy win for you. So prediction, guess what, Co-Pro? in the playoffs. Sam 6-5. Sir, you went from 62.44% all the way to 88.56%. All hail the commissioner, currently sitting there at the 5 seed. Your next two matchups, Dixon and Stu. Pretty rough matchups, but it's okay. We're predicting you to win one out of two. Your record, probably 6-7. We'll see what happens. Stu, you are 5-6, 31.40%, all the way up to 58.40% to make the playoffs. You're currently the number 6 seed. Your next two matchups are Matt and Sam. Our prediction, you know what? You might win 2 out of 2, and your record could be 7-6. That will solidify you being in the playoffs. And let's go ahead and go on to the purgatory. Lovick, you are 5-6, sir. 58.88%. Well, sir, it dropped all the way down to 31.72% with that loss. And your next two matchups was Rod and Mo. One's easy, one's not. Your prediction, you win one of the next two. Record 6-7. You might remain in purgatory. You need at least to have the same record as Stu and more points scored. Vince, this is where it gets you. You're lesser of those points scored out of Lovick and Stu. You're 5-6. You went from 44.2% all the way down to 19.36% chance to make the playoffs. Your next two matchups, Mo and Rod. So that loss really hurt you against Day. We'll see what happens. We predict you win one of the next two. Your record 6-7. You're going to remain in purgatory. And then, Stu, do you want to go over the dildo bracket?
Yep. We've got Matt here at the top of the bracket here. He's 4-7. He did have a significant increase here. He went from a 0.28% chance to a now 2.08% chance. So you have a 2% chance of making playoffs now. A lot of crazy things have to happen for that to occur. Your points are going to have to skyrocket through the roof. But you do have a better chance of going to purgatory than anybody below you. Yeah, just because you do have points for compared to Day. But there's a lot of crazy stuff that would have to happen to get you out of that. If you lose to me this week, you solidify the entire bracket below you. So, yeah, Day, you are 4-7. You have a 0% chance of making playoffs. You face CoPro and Brad. Rough matchups, really top half of the league, and so not going to happen. Adam, you're 3-8 with that loss to me last week. That gives you now a 0% chance of making playoffs. You're also with you're playing Brad and then CoPro, so you and Day are just swapping that, and you're both have a high chance of loss. Then we have Rod. You had a 0%. You stayed at 0%. Your matchup is Lovick and Vince. You might win one. You might lose one. Probably going to lose both. So you're making moves to try to win that Week 14 matchup, and that's what you're really aiming for at this point.
Yep.
So that is it.
Yeah, I mean, the diddle bracket looks like it could remain the same, except for Matt. Matt, you claim out purgatory. If you beat Stu this week, well, sir, that's a big win this week, and you have good matchups, and we'll go over that later on. But do you want to go ahead and go on to Collusion Corner, Stu?
Yeah. All right, Brad. We're gonna go ahead and do that right now. All right, Brad. So we've got one big trade here. It was D.D. Westbrook, Carlos Hyde, and Carson Wentz to Rod for Justin Tucker and Philip Lindsay. Some of the league seem very upset about this. It helps Rod. Rod gets what he needs, gets the players he needs, the quarterback he needs, and you get a running back backup that's really good. You get a really upgraded kicker. So Rod wanted to do it. You did it. Everybody does their own thing. So
yeah, it was a death trade for me. I know some people in the league were a little bit up in arms about it, but Philip Lindsay being a better player than Carlos Hyde for the playoff schedule, and you can argue that for sure. But Philip Lindsay's not going to see my starting lineup because I'm just trying to upgrade my kicker and my backup running back. I was able to do that in this trade because Rod got D.D. Westbrook. If you look at D.D. Westbrook's playoff schedule, it's pretty nice. And if you look at the targets he gets when he's healthy, it's pretty nice. And if you look at Carson Wentz's playoff schedule compared to Matt Ryan's, you'll also look at that and go, oh, that makes sense. Rod's been trying to get Carlos Hyde for me for weeks. And we have tried to involve third-party people because we have not been able to make a trade work just between us. And we finally got one to work. It just is what it is. Philip Lindsay, for me, he's insurance. At this point, all I'm getting is getting insurance in case Nick Chubb or Christian McCaffrey go down. I'm wanting something stronger than a handcuff. And that's why the deal was able to go down. And just Justin Tucker was involved just because I happen to need a kicker for this week. So that's the trade. And you know what, guys? Trade deadline. Y'all can still make trades. Go get it done. If you're in the dildo bracket and you want to look at the week schedules coming up, go protect yourself. Go get you some insurance. Go look at the market and see what guys have. See what you have matched up. Time is running out because as soon as waivers run Tuesday night, that's it. If you do not have one, from my way I've been able to interpret it, Stu, if you don't have a trade accepted before Tuesday night's over with, you can't make a trade. So
yep, I agree.
I've done mine. I can't do anything else. Go protect yourselves.
All right, guys. So we're just going to skip ahead a little bit. We're going to skip a couple of sections. I've really got to go here in a second. So we're totaling 37 trades this year. That is nuts. Absolutely nuts. We're going to skip WAB because we can all read that right now. The Laura Bell Bundy Big Board of Bets. The only thing we're going to talk about right now that's really, truly important is we're 3 up on the Get Some podcast. I think Brad and I are very excited about that for the next 2 weeks. As long as we can stay consistent, we're going to win this.
Hopefully we'll get it. And then let's go into the Week 12 picks, Stu. Let's go ahead and go into those. They're very biased, super biased.
Oh, crazy biased. God, they're biased. All right, first up, we've got Kaprovic versus Day. Kaprovic. Mo versus Vince. Mo. I mean, it's not even hard.
Never bet against Mo. Never bet against Mo.
Nope. And then we've got Adam versus you, Brad. Who are we going with?
We're going to go with me because, yeah. And then Dixon versus Sam. We're going Dixon.
Yep. He's number 3. He deserves it. He's got a good team. Then we've got Lovick versus Rod. We've got Lovick. I don't see how you don't go Lovick. So, hey, okay, and then we've got one last one. It's me versus Matt. We're going to do something a little crazy here. We're going to go and we're going to hash our bets. Let's hash our bets, Brett.
They're gonna go Matt. I think we gotta go Matt.
Oh, well, let's go Matt. Let's totally go Matt. Because what are they gonna do? Vote me? That's not gonna happen. Matt is gonna predict that he's gonna win because he's gonna look at this stuff right now and he's gonna be like, "Oh, I totally won this." Yeah, I've got it. So
if you look at it, Matt does 74%, 26%. I mean, and you got I'm sorry, you got Dak Prescott against New England. So
yep.
Let's go ahead and let's go Matt.
Let's do it. Let's not. I'm going to get purgatory at the worst. So let's go for this. And if I win the game and we lose 1 point, not a big deal. But I think they're going to vote for Matt. And then we both are wrong. I win a game and it's all good. So, all right, guys.
We're going to go Copro, Mo, Brad, Dixon, Lovick, Matt. Boom. Done.
Yep. All right, guys. You guys have a great week. Sorry about the short podcast. I've got some, family sick stuff going on. Anything else, Brad?
Nope. You go take care of your family, sir.
All right, guys. Have a good night.